Hello friends, this is DMC and this is my quick review of Morrison's The Best Brazilian Beans, and on the front of the pack it says sweet and nutty roast coffee beans with a hint of almond. It's a strength number 4 and this was just under £3 for 227 grams, this one. On the back of the pack it doesn't say much. I think the description is on the side and it's not much of a description really. It says grown in the Minas Gerais area of Brazil, these medium bodied coffee beans are sweet and nutty with a hint of almond, and the best before date is September 2017, so under a year to go on the best before date on this one. As I say, not much on the back of the pack, just preparations for use, how to store, and fair trade there. And on the other side is just a strength guide. This is 4 medium strong. As I say, a typical supermarket coffee, not much in the way of telling you where the coffee is from or any description of any kind really. If we take a look at the beans, I noticed straight away they're quite small, these beans. Not too bad quality wise, but as you can see, some of them are a little bit burnt around the edges. We'll take a quick look at the ground coffee as well. It's quite dark, it clumps together a little bit, and it's got quite a dark reddish look to it, this one. When you open the pack, the aroma is really sort of, the beans have got a slight musty sort of smell, slight burnt smell as well, but they've got a slight dark chocolate, slight, as I say, slight burnt smell, quite oily, as I've mentioned before. Sometimes I pick up a slight fishy smell from them, but I think that's more like an oily smell rather than it's just that it sort of reminds me of a sort of fishy smell. But yeah, I think they're quite oily, these beans. The first drink I had of this was a double strength in my coffee with no milk, and it's quite bitter, this coffee, slightly metallic. But I'm really picking up quite a burnt taste to this one. With milk, it's okay. It tastes very similar to an espresso bean, this one. I'm picking up that slight fishy, oily flavour, but as I say, it's not. I'm not saying it's unpleasant in describing it that way. It's just how I pick up the smell of oily beans. It reminds me of a fishy smell for some reason. As I say, it's not unpleasant. It tastes very similar to another coffee that I've reviewed, and one that I really like, and that's Aldi's Al Cafe whole bean espresso beans. But that's cheaper than this one, I think. But yeah, ooh, I'm about to drop that then. Put it down before I do. I'm not really picking up much of the tasting notes on the pack with this one. No sweet or nutty taste. Maybe getting very slight almond flavour notes. But I just think that this is being roasted just a bit too long, this coffee. It's a nice coffee, but I just think that it's being roasted just a tad too long. One thing of note is it's got a very strong bitter aftertaste that sort of lingers in the mouth for quite a while after drinking it. But this coffee grows on you. The more I've been drinking it, the more I've liked this coffee. When I first had the first few drinks of this coffee, I thought I really don't like this one. But as I say, the more I've drank it, the more I've become accustomed to it. And to be honest with you, it's not a bad coffee at all. I'd say I wouldn't buy it again, but if there was nothing else around for the same price, I'd buy this one. And as I say, it really should be labelled as an espresso, Brazilian espresso beans, really. They do a ground version of this, and I think the ground version is actually described as Brazilian espresso ground coffee, and I think it probably is just these beans ground up in a very fine grind. Like I say, if you like espresso coffees, this is definitely one you should try, and I'd like to hear from anyone who's tried this coffee, and like to hear your opinions in the comment section below. Please give this video a like, and if you want to see more coffee reviews in the future, subscribe to my channel. That was my quick review. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.